Hey guys, Steve Trowbridge here. So I've been wanting to make a video on this topic for a while, but I never really knew how to approach it. Uh, but I think I'm just going to go ahead and dive into it, and I want to talk about, and I already made a video talking about the term tokens and how SJWs and leftists will apply those terms to anyone who they supposedly stand up for when those people that they claim to stand up for start to think for themselves and start to criticize the ideology of leftists and SJWs. Um, and this also applies to Islam and the left's worship of this religion. A religion that they claim is a religion of peace, that the mainstream media has even picked up, and the mainstream media has even claimed that Islam is supposedly a religion of peace. Now, I want to preface this video by saying that this is not me encouraging people to go out and be dicks to every Muslim that you know, okay? So, by all means, this is not me saying that every single person who is a Muslim is a terrorist or is a bad person or whatever. That's not what I'm trying to say. You know, I mean, if you look at Christianity, I mean, you can make the same argument. Not every Christian is the Westboro Baptist Church or whatever. So, don't interpret that as what I'm trying to say. But I do think it's a little disturbing how openly that, you know, leftist SJWs and, you know, even at times even the LGBT community wants to accept Islam as a religion of peace, a religion of supposed tolerance and stuff. And this is another reason why they should really listen to, this is another reason why I claim that they're really the ones that are the true homophobes, the true racists, the true sexists and stuff like that. And why they should listen to other people's critiques and criticisms. Because if they did, they would know that truthfully Islam is against everything that they supposedly stand for. Okay, you look at Islamic countries like, you know, in Saudi Arabia and Somalia, all the countries where Islam is the dominant religion, LGBT people are treated like crap. Women are treated like second-class citizens. Anyone who doesn't follow the religion is persecuted heavily. Okay, Muhammad, who is the person that they're supposed to look up to, in the Quran, now I have not read the Quran, I've listened to it broken down a few times, but if someone leaves the religion, you know, at least in Islamic countries, they are threatened with death, and even met with death at times. And even in the United States, even with Muslims that are more conservative. See, here's the thing. In the United States, you know, you've got Muslims who are moderates at best, okay? And they're not, it's kind of like the same thing with like Christianity, okay? You've got Christianity for the most part has evened out, okay? Islam has not, okay? Maybe in the US, but that's only because the Islam that you see in the US is not the real religion of Islam, okay? But you've got moderate Muslims, or, you know, people who have adopted the Islamic religion who have never been in an Islamic country, were never born and raised in an Islamic country, sorry, never lived there for any portion of their life, have been told that probably that Islam is a religion of peace, you know, pushed by the mainstream media and pushed by others, even though it's not. But no, it doesn't make any sense. And when you look at Muhammad, you know, because people will probably be like, what about Christianity and stuff like that? And I find it funny that people, you know, will criticize the shit out of Christianity all day long. You know, not that it's not deserving of some criticism, but still. Interesting, people will criticize Christianity all day long, but when you criticize Islam, you're accused of being Islamophobic and even racist in some regards, even though Islam is not a race, it's a religion. It's a set of ideas and beliefs that me, as a white person, I could easily, you know, adopt the religion of Islam tomorrow. I could become a Muslim. It's as easy as that. But you look at Muhammad as an entity, and you look at Jesus as an entity, and I'm saying this as an agnostic, okay? I'm not Christian, I'm not Christian, Muslim, or any other religion. I'm agnostic, so I have no real bias. But you look at Jesus as an entity. He was essentially just a hippie that was going around and preaching tolerance and acceptance and stuff like that. You look at Muhammad. Muhammad was a warlord. He was a rapist. He was a pedophile, and all sorts of other things. Two very different entities. Okay, someone called by the name of Sam Harris, Sam Harris is an atheist, a spiritual atheist, but an atheist nonetheless. So he doesn't really have any real bias either. But he breaks down those two things pretty well as well. He had I think it was an interview with Cenk Uygur of the Young Turks, which unsurprisingly, they got into a conversation about that, and Sam Harris schooled Cenk Uygur intellectually, but that's not really hard to do. It's Cenk Uygur. But Sam Harris broke down, the fundamentals of, with Jesus and with Muhammad. Okay, so even though Sam Harris, admits that Christianity is worth criticizing, there is still a big difference between Jesus and Muhammad. So it just disturbs me that we're becoming more comfortable with this religion that is in no way a religion of peace. It's a religion of war, murder, rape, actual misogyny, actual, homophobia and stuff like that. And, I think the thing is that people probably have friends who are Muslim, who are not like that, who are the opposite. And this goes back to me saying that by no means should you be addicted to every person that you know that's Muslim. But the thing with that is that those people, while they certainly are free to call themselves Muslim, in all reality, they're not, like I said, they're moderate at best, moderate Muslims. They're not following the true nature, the true doctrine of Islam. I mean, maybe their interpretation is different, but at the end of the day, it's not the actual true ethics that's preached by Muhammad, in the Quran. So I think that's the issue with that. But even still, I like I said, I find it disturbing that we're getting so comfortable with this religion that goes against everything that leftists and SJW supposedly stand for. It certainly goes against everything I stand for. I don't think women are second-class citizens. They should, have equal rights, stuff like that. I don't believe LGBT people are lesser. They should have equal rights as well. I support same-sex marriage and stuff like that. It certainly goes against everything that I believe in. And I think more people should listen to the criticism, the critiques, and the analysis of Islam, and people like Sam Harris, or even like someone like Milo Yiannopoulos, and realize that this religion is not by any means a religion of peace. And that brings me to another thing that I want to mention. When people use the word radical, or the words, I should say, radical Islam or radical whatever, the thing is that it's not radical Islam, okay? It's Islam. It's mainstream Islam, okay? I mean, when you talk about, gay people being thrown off the roof, women being treated like shit, that is mainstream Islamic culture in countries where Islam is the dominant religion. It's not this peaceful haven that the mainstream media will have you believe it is, okay? That version of Islam is the westernized, very liberal version of Islam. It is not the true doctrine of Islam. So when people say, oh, radical Islam, it irritates me a little bit because it's being intellectually dishonest. It's not radical Islam, it is Islam. Call it what it is, it's Islam. Even Hunter Avallone, when he recently did a video on response to Onision, even he used the words radical Islam. I think it's very important to make a distinction. This isn't just radical Islam, this is Islam. And at best what you have here is, like I said, moderate Islam, moderate Muslims, which is all good and well. Like I said before, they're free to call themselves Muslim and stuff like that. I mean, that's not my business what they choose to call themselves or whatnot. But they're not following. At the end of the day, they're not, just like a lot of moderate Christians. I mean, at the end of the day, they are truly not really following the true doctrine of Christianity. You know, when you read the Bible, I'm certainly not defending the Bible. The Bible has plenty of fucked up shit in it too, but there's still a difference between the entities from Jesus and Muhammad. But I already went into that. And I will link a few articles below that kind of break down Islam and why it's not a religion of peace. But no, radical Islam, it's Islam. Call it for what it is. It's Islam. If you ask me, I think the world would be better off if we got rid of all organized religion. Not saying people should be forced not to have a religion, but I think organized religion as a whole is a sham, and Islam is no different. I don't really understand why Islam is held up as this sacred cow, especially among the left, which again, it stands completely against everything the left stands for, supposedly anyways. So I don't really understand. You can criticize any other religion all day long, but when you criticize Islam, you're Islamophobic or you're racist or whatever. So I don't really get that. But no, I think more people need to start really looking into Islam and really listening to the critiques and the criticisms of it, because it's a set of ideas and beliefs, and just like anything else, it's worthy of scrutiny and criticism. So the sooner people realize that it's not a religion of peace, like the mainstream media touts, the better. Because like I've said multiple times in this video, I find the embracement of Islam, especially with SJWs and leftists, to be disturbing at most. I mean, I find it to be disturbing. I find it to be, yeah. So, anyways, not the best ending to that, but whatever. But yeah, anyways, that's pretty much all I have to say for this one. So like I said, articles will be linked down below, and I encourage you guys to look into that a little bit more. But yeah. Anyways, that's it for this one, and I'll talk to you guys later. So, peace, and have a good day.